Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's Ajwritescrypto, and welcome to another episode of No Sweat Bets. No Sweat Bets is my weekly Polymarket interview where I show you every money-making opportunity on Polymarket that I am personally looking at, that I am personally betting. This year, we've done extremely well on Polymarket. Sports betting alone, we're up over $250,000 and counting. We're doing very well. Last week on No Sweat Bets, we absolutely destroyed amazing on our NFL calls last week. We called 11 games last week on No Sweat Bets, and we're correct about 10. We were correct about 10 games out of the 11 we called on No Sweat Bets last week. That's impressive. That's impressive. I don't know if my win rate's going to be that good all year, but I think as long as you're above 60-70%, you're good. But to win 10 out of 11 on week 2 and to also have done very well in week 1, I'm optimistic going into week 3 because now I have an idea of where the teams are, who's injured, who has good offensive lines, who needs a comeback game. I have my finger on the pulse of the NFL, and we are going to make some serious money betting week 3. All right, so first of all, before we get into NFL and everything, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Just so you know, I started a second crypto channel called Trade Crypto Today, where every single day I will put up a single technical analysis chart about, hopefully a 5 or 6 minute video that's just a trading idea for the day. I'll post one every single day. That's the goal. And make sure you check out the Andrew Tate interview we did this week on the main channel as well. So let's jump into it. First thing, obviously, there's a lot going on politically right now on Polymarket. We have the New York election. I think Zoran is favored to win that. Already betting on the Fed decision in October. That one's pretty interesting. Adams, will he drop out of the race? My guess is probably yes on that. There's a lot of the kind of long shot, government shutdown type stuff that I stay away from. I generally stick to the sports aspect of Polymarket, but every now and then I will have an opinion on something political. For instance, before I get to we're going to talk about 3 main topics today. Our 3 main topics today are baseball, F1, and of course week 3 for the NFL. But before we get into that, I actually want to talk about the Ireland presidential election. This is happening about a month from today, October 25th. We will know the results. I think this is a money-making opportunity, as although Conor McGregor is on the list, I think we would all love to see the corner fucking kid win the president. I don't think he's going to win, but I think it's obviously down to these 3 main candidates: Jim Gavin, Heather Humphreys, and Catherine Connolly. Ireland has had 2 women presidents in their history. Unlike America, it's not out of the ordinary for a woman to win. Although I had a couple conversations of people who are more familiar with this topic than me, and they are actually saying that Jim Gavin is favored amongst, they think that Jim Gavin has the edge, and he is slightly ahead in the polls and slightly ahead on Polymarket right now. If you were to put $1,000 on Jim Gavin, you'd win 2026. If you put $100 on Jim Gavin, you get $266. This is something that I haven't locked in yet. It's just something I wanted to tell you guys about, something that I'm looking at. I'm waiting for more stories to develop. I'm waiting to see if some debates happen. I want to see this progress, and I think this is going to be a hot topic, and I think Jim Gavin is probably my pick. For now, I do want to learn more about the situation, and I wanted you guys to know that is on my radar. We have to talk about baseball. We talked about how I said to put shares for the Phillies to win the World Series championship. Not that I'm saying that the Phillies are going to win the championship. The Phillies' magic number to earn a first round bye in the playoffs, their magic number is 4. So you add their wins to the Dodgers' losses. So their magic number is 4 with 11 games left. So the Phillies, coming into the end of the regular season, have something to play for every single game from here on out. So in any single game for the Phillies, I am betting the Phillies as long as they're behind on their magic number, because they need to win, because they want that first round bye. What I'm saying is to bet. I bought my shares at 11 cents. They're already at 16 cents. So we're already up. But the idea for this trade here is to bet the Phillies, and the bet is that they get their first round bye. If they get their first round bye, after the first round, the wild card round of playoffs is over, The Philly shares, their stock will go up substantially, probably into the 20s or 30s. And the point is to scalp the shares and to double or maybe triple your money, or maybe wait for the first game, hope they win game one and get out, or take out the profits of your initial buy-in and hold a moon bag in case they do win the series. That's kind of what I'm thinking for the Phillies. I do have, I think, about $5,000 on the Phillies now. I might add more to that, but that is my scalp trade for the World Series idea I have been talking about. And so far, from buying in at 11 cents, at 16 cents now, actually 17.4 cents now, we are doing very well. And like I said, individual game. There's one today in a couple hours against the Diamondbacks. The Phillies' magic number is 4. There's 11 games left. They have something to fight for in every single game they are playing. Bet $1,000 on the Phillies today. You get $2,000 back, a double your money situation with the hottest team in the National Baseball League. In the MLB, hottest team in the MLB with something to play for in a double your money situation. Bet the Phillies today against the Diamondbacks. All right. F1 Drivers Championship. You guys know where I stand. Oscar Piastri. I've been saying this all year. I bought my Oscar shares at 40 cents or something like that. His shares are at 73 cents now. Even if right now you bet Oscar to win the championship on $1,000, you'd get $1,300. That's a free $300. But tomorrow we are talking about the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And Max Verstappen, who has only won 3 races this year, got the fastest lap time. He is at the top of the poll. And apparently that Red Bull car has made some modifications to get more downforce, to have more speed. And they are heavily favoring Max to win the race tomorrow based off of his lap times alone. Even so, if all you have to do is bet if Max does not win the race, if you bet $100 on him not winning the race, you get $312. I think this is a good bet that Max will not win this race, despite he did have a good lap time, but one lap time doesn't guarantee you a victory. All right. And why do I think this? Lando Norris, Oscar Piastri's teammate on McLaren, is, I think 31 points behind Oscar to win the championship. And there are still a handful of races left this season. Lando Norris made a big mistake at the last race, and now he has something to prove. He is going to go as hard as he can every single race for the rest of the year. And I'm not, if I want to say, if you want to throw $100 at Lando Norris to win the race, you would win $769. I'm not saying bet Lando, but I am saying Max Verstappen will not win. And that's a triple your money situation. So I'm betting no for Max Verstappen for the F1 race tomorrow. And finally, everybody, let's get into the NFL, National Football League. Like I said in the beginning of the show, we called 11 games last week. 10 of them were correct from No Sweat Bets. We called the Bengals against the Jaguar, but now Joe Burrow, turf toe, out for at least 3 months. Not good moving forward. But we did correctly call Bengals Jaguars. We correctly called Cowboys Giants, close game in overtime, complete nail biter. And I have a big statement about the Cowboys game coming tomorrow. We correctly called the Lions versus the Bears. The Bears got blown out. Their defense got destroyed. Goff threw 5 touchdowns to St. Brown. 5 touchdowns, and 3 of them were to St. Brown. I mean, they put up, their defense got scored on to the degree of 52 points, looking for some weaknesses betting against the Bears. We correctly called the Rams versus the Titans. We did not touch the Patriots-Dolphins game. We correctly called the Niners versus the Saints. We correctly called the Bills versus the Jets. We correctly called the Seahawks versus the Steelers, and the Seahawks were not favored to win that game. That was a really big call on the show. Of course, the Ravens beat the Browns. We did not bet or call Broncos Colts, but we did say it would be close, and hell yeah, I was right about it being close. We favored the Cardinals over the Panthers. We did not touch the Eagles game, but obviously I'm wearing an Eagles hat right now. I thought it was a scary game to bet, so I did not make any statements on it. But luckily the Eagles were able to win. Unfortunately, we called the Vikings versus the Falcons, and we lost that one. And we did personally bet the Buccaneers against the Texans, and Baker Mayfield, clutch performance at the end of that game, rallying to win that game. I think I made about $26,000 last week on Monday Night Football betting the Buccaneers. So there we go. We called, we made 11 calls last week, won 10 of them. Not bad. Not bad. All right, but now let's move forward. It's a new week. What about now, AJ? What money can we make now? Let's go through each game, and I will tell you my opinion on each game. The Falcons versus the Panthers. The Falcons are better than I thought they were. I thought the Vikings were going to run through them. I didn't think the Falcons had a chance to beat the Vikings at home. That was my big incorrect call last week. But now they're going to play the 0-2 Panthers, and Panthers are home and heavily not favored to win this game. I honestly don't want to make a call on this game because I think it's going to be super close, but I'm going to say Atlanta against the Panthers. Obviously, the Packers are going to beat the Browns. The Texans versus the Jaguars, again, very close in the numbers here. Jaguars are 1-1 and at home, and the Texans are 0-2 with their backs against the wall. I'm going to say Jaguars. Bengals, Vikings. This is another extremely tough call because the Vikings let me down last week. They are coming off of a loss. The Bengals are 2-0, but they don't have Joe Burrow anymore. So I am going to lead. Unfortunately, I'm going to say Vikings again, and I hope that's not the one I'm wrong about this week. Pittsburgh, New England, again, a very close game. They always a really good game anytime they play each other. Pittsburgh is the away team, and they are slightly favored, but I'm going to go Patriots here. I think the Eagles are going to destroy the Rams. I think the Buccaneers are going to destroy the Jets. The Colts versus the Titans, I'm going to go Indianapolis Colts. Vegas versus the Commanders, another pretty close game here, but I'm going to go the Redskins, the Commanders. I think they got a squad this year. The Raiders aren't bad, but Washington has surprised me this year. They're better than I thought they would be. I think they might be a problem for why I think they might land a wild card pick this year. Broncos, Chargers, another close game. I'm going Chargers again. The Chargers looked really good Monday Night Football last week against the Raiders. Seahawks, the Saints. I'm surprised I was correct about last week about the 49ers beating the Saints. But I did think that the Saints would be a little better this year, and I think they really have their backs against the wall. But the Seahawks are playing at home, and the Seahawks are very strong. I'm not going to touch this game because I think the Saints could upset. So I'm not going to say one or the other, but I fear the Saints could upset this game. This week, Dallas Cowboys versus the Bears is my no sweat bet pick of the week. The Bears got absolutely decimated last week. Their defense allowed 52 points last week, and the Dallas Cowboys are looking very strong. Although it is a Bears home game, I don't think that means much. Dak and the boys know what they're doing. I am going to say Dallas Cowboys money line for this game. A $1,000 bet would get you $1,800. Lock it up for the Cowboys. No sweat bet pick of the week. The Cardinals, 49ers, another very close game. 49ers at home, both teams 2-0. I'm going to lead towards the 49ers on this one. Chiefs, the Giants, both teams are 0-2, and it is the Sunday night game of the week. Obviously, the Chiefs better win this game. But I might be looking into a spread pick for this game. Actually, let's look at the spread picks for this game right now while we're here. Maybe I can. All right, so they're giving the Chiefs minus 6.5 for 48 cents. There's not a lot of volume on this right now, but I don't hate that call. Minus 6.5 for the Chiefs. $1,000 would get you $2,000. So I don't hate that bet. I think that's a good bet. Minus 6.5 for the Chiefs. Obviously, for the money line, Chiefs are going to win. And then Monday Night Football, we have the Lions versus the Ravens. And of course, I'm going for the Ravens. And it's really not that bad of a bet. If you bet $1,000 on the Ravens, you get, $1,400 back. So let's step it up the bet a little bit. Bet $5,000, get $7,200 back. A little bit of exposure here, but the Ravens are the Ravens, man. The Ravens are not losing this game. I'm okay with heavy exposure Monday Night Football, the Ravens will win on Monday. So there are all my picks for the NFL. I gave you more picks. There was only a couple games I said no on, and that's because I fear the upset in Seattle. But I don't think I'm going to bet the Saints, though. But I'm not going to touch that game. But yeah, Dallas Cowboys is my no sweat bet pick of the week. And guys, I love doing this show. Thank you to Polymarket for sponsoring this show. I know a lot of you are really loving this concept, loving that I'm not just doing crypto. I'm also doing sports stuff as well. I really appreciate that. We are going to start the No Sweat Bet Telegram group very soon. If you're already in my crypto Telegram group, you get 50% off to enter the No Sweat Bet Telegram group, which will be a completely separate channel. If you want to join the No Sweat Bet Telegram group, send an email to ajalphagroup@gmail.com, and we will get you your secret alpha picks in no time. For example, my Buccaneers pick last week, that would have been a pick that would have been one in the Telegram group. You would have done well on that, but I didn't have the group up yet. So there are more picks and more spread picks and under over bets and prop bets. And if I ignore a game on No Sweat Bets, I'll probably talk about it in the Telegram group. So there you go. Appreciate you guys. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Have a safe rest of your day. Go follow my second channel, Trade Crypto Today. I'm going to do a trading setup for that right now. Links down below in the description. Head over to the second channel and watch some technical analysis. Safe rest of your day. Get rich or get wrecked. Peace out.